There is some antlers I've never seen before. Take a look at those antlers. He came into the yard after 4 does. Look at the way they curl around to the front, and they're pretty heavy. The does went back this way, and then he went over that way. So something's scaring him out there. He's stomping at. The does actually went back to the right, which is what he's going to do now. I don't know what's out there that he doesn't like. Thought it might be Benelli, but Benelli's right here by me. Now, she might have been out there. Look at that rack, will you? Good lands. It's almost like it's got a double rack on that one side. What an unusual way to start out this week's antlers. And it's just got a lot, and they curl right back down. What is that? That's about 6 on that side, maybe? And about 6x5 plus brow tines. Or 6x6 or something. He was chasing the does, but he quit that. Look at that. Got a fish hook. Got a fish hook on top of his head almost. Look how far those things curl back around. He's liking that rye. My, what a deer. He is pretty. If he goes on that side, I might be able to go in and look at him through another window. Here's the doe come back. So I'm scared the doe's over there for sure. Wow. Whatever it was, he's stomping at it. He didn't run off. Oh, he's got loving on his mind right now. No stick out. And everybody over here takes off running. And there he goes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on that one side. 7 on that one side. Wow. Might be another buckle, but I don't know. Didn't hear something though. His tongue's hanging out. Been running a lot. Looking for love in all the wrong places. In the right place now. Yes, he is. I'll get another real quick look at him maybe. I think that look is over. So he goes under that tree. Here he goes. They cover lots of territory. They don't eat much. We got all that rye up there. He didn't eat much at all. There he goes. Bye-bye, Mr. Buck. First time I've ever seen that deer. Well, what do we have behind the tree there? That's a big old deer, big old buck, I'm sure. We don't know who it is, but he's a big one. That may be Forrest. Kind of hard to tell from the back. Could be Forrest. Forrest, is that you? Hey, Forrest. Hey, Forrest. Hey, buddy. I believe that's Forrest. I don't see any band on him, but I can't see real good. Oh yeah, he's got it. Just can't see it for the hair. Yeah, that's Forrest. That's Mr. Forrest. He's been acting kind of crazy. We do have Prince Charming saved from him, though. He went in the original pen that he was in back when we got him. And I actually have 2 does that went back in there with him also. So he's safe as long as we can keep him in. We've got the bottom pins open up where we might be able to get some of the white bucks over on the other side with some of the does. And we'll keep Prince Charming. Antlers or not, he still should breed just fine. Of course, he's trying to eat, but he looks over there and sees a doe across the road. I think that's a doe. And he's watching. He's watching. We'll go over and get him something to eat. He's really busy. There's quite a few deer over there. In fact, I just now noticed, I don't know what all's over there. Those are all does or what? And there might not any of those be ready also. Scopes out everything. Probably go over a little closer and scope them out and see what he's got. But he'll look around and see if he can find a little something to eat. Ate some rye. He's going to get a little salt. Get back on the hunt. Well, there is a pleasant sight in the prayer circle. Mr. TC. I haven't seen him in several days. I think I saw him early in the morning. Not about daylight. Couldn't really tell what he was. The only deer out. But we can definitely tell who he is right now. He's been out chasing big time. But he had to come back here for groceries. The guy just can't chase a girl all the time without eating. That's just the way it is. You just got to have a little groceries every now and then. Right, guys? I don't see any... Well, my truck's sitting there. Don't see any other deer out there other than Mr. TC. Mr. Big Antlers right there. Yes, sir. Mr. TC looking really, really good this morning. Chris and I are headed up to Synergy Spa here in a few minutes in Oklahoma City. We'll be there to personal appearance all day. There comes Apache down the road in his mule. He's a little easier to see in the woods. He's kind of like Prince Charming, who is safely at home, thank goodness. And Apache remembered that we were leaving early this morning to head to Oklahoma City. Look at that big buck. Isn't that pretty? Golly. Golly, he's pretty. He knows Apache's here. You're going to give him some food. Yeah. Little buddy. Hi there, buddy. How are we going to do about that deal on your foot, huh? How are we going to get that off? That's got to be a bad deal right there. How are we going to get that off anyway, huh? How are we going to get that off of you? Look at that. Only way I know is to tranquilize him. He's a little skinny. He's been running as well. But he's eating here at the South Fresh Feeder. Plus eating a lot of rye right now. But chasing does. When they're chasing does, they just slim down. That's just all there is to it. He's not looking bad, though. Not looking bad, and he's eating good. It's that foot that bothers me. He stuck that down in that trap and snapped on his foot. And the only way to get it off is to tranquilize him, which is really dangerous because you lose them sometime when you do that. I sure don't want to see that happen. He's such a pretty little guy. Very first horns, not great, but not bad. Actually, about a 9 or 10 point. Ooh, looky there, guys and girls. This is the guy we saw the other day in the yard. He doesn't stay around. He's really, really wild. And if I walked out on the deck and Benelli went with me, or even if Benelli didn't, he'd be off. He hears me talking right now, as a matter of fact. And he sees some does across the road, and it doesn't matter whether I'm talking or not. He's out of here. Oh, no, Benelli walked out too, but Benelli didn't scare him. She didn't walk out till after he left. She went through the dog door. There's why he left. See that doe through the trees there?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's interested in, yeah. And there he goes. I've got it out on full 9. That's as good a pictures I can give you of him. We might be able to get a better look at him sometime in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I don't know, but he's totally wild deer. He has never been around the house that I've ever seen before. Even when of course, when they're younger, he still would have had that same trait of those horns curving around, almost like fish hooks in front. And he's probably a 10 or 11 or 12 point. I don't know. He's a big old deer. See turkeys over there across the way. We're just watching him, following him. And there's some does over there, and he is after those does. That's as good a look as we can get of him. Oh, there's another one running. That doe says, I'm not interested in you. And there's a big buck right there coming in from the right. That may be Mr. Forrest. That's a big old wide buck. We might get a little row going out there. They sort of pacing around. Yeah, the battle may be on. Okay, these are some antlers that we have not got to look at lately. They're really not doing anything now. They're just hard antlers, and you can see they're holding in there pretty good. Somebody was talking about the albinos because of what Prince Charming did this year, having real brittle horns, and maybe we ought to do something from a supplement standpoint on their horns. But you can see that these deer right here, that's Ice. Ice has got the smaller, but keep in mind that's his first antlers, very first antlers. That's his very first one. But that's Ice, and Ice, you see, is a big deer. I mean, the albinos are very large-sized deer. They're big-sized deer. But you can take a look. Hopefully, they're going to breed the does that's in here with him. I guess that we've only got a couple does in here with these two right now, and we may move another doe over here. I'm not sure. We got some over there with Prince Charming. Let him do his thing over there, and but Split Ears is in this side, and of course Split Ears was what he bred last year and had the two babies, which is August and Tiny, and they're doing great, and they have the albino genes. So we're thinking, you know, that you get old enough to breed, which is not this year, obviously, but they get old enough to breed, they might produce us some piebalds. We want to take a quick look at Casper also, because Casper, the friendly ghost, Casper is really got some nice antlers for his very first horns. Those are twins. They're not out. They're out of a doe that was already bred. They're not out of Prince Charming, although he thinks they're their sons. But you can look and see there. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other. Well, maybe they don't have brow tines, so I guess you're talking about 4 by 5, because these deer don't have brow tines. But you can see he's got some really, really big ones there on each side. Now they're gonna go up there and maybe duke it out a little bit. They're just brotherly love right there. They are brothers, and they're not bred to an albino buck that I have here. Prince Charming is a different buck. And we did that so if these had been does, Prince Charming could have bred them without any inbreeding there. And but these are two really, really nice albino bucks. You can see again how big and fat he is. He's just absolutely gorgeous. And I 1, 2, I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might have 6 on that one side. And he's got the tip end broke off a little bit. And they fight other deer through the fence. Even these little guys, they'll spar with about anybody. And of course, obviously, Buddy and little Whitey, and we haven't seen little Whitey in 3 or 4 days. We hope that he hadn't got himself into trouble. We hope he's just chasing does. I saw TC a couple days ago, and we hadn't seen him in 3 or 4 days. Forrest was around this morning, and we're trying to get Forrest back in the pens up there, and we haven't been able to get that done yet. But hopefully we got a pen open for him to go in, and got some corn out there to entice him to come in. And he's walking around the outside of the pen where the does are. Obviously we can't put a doe inside that pen and leave the gate open, or the doe would leave. So we're hoping to get Whitey back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Probably had 6 out there, probably tipped out on the end. But anyway, that's going to be just a beautiful, beautiful, we can keep him alive, beautiful, beautiful albino. You can look at both of them right there. Incredibly great antlers. Keep in mind, that's their very first antlers. So that's a pretty good start on a trophy albino buck.